Go back to this conversation we had a bit earlier on. Releasing inadequately treated sewage into the Vaal River, breaking the law, that is. This was rather confirmed by the High Court in Johannesburg. It's therefore ordered the Emfuleni Metro to stop the practice. Non-profit organisation Save the Vaal Environment sought the intervention of the court to stop the pollution. So let's continue with this conversation now. Malcolm Plant, chairperson of the Save the Vaal Environment, had joined me earlier, and he's back with me now. Thank you so much, Malcolm, for your patience as we're headed to court to hear what, of course, the next decision was there by the judge. But you were still making a point regarding how dire the situation was with regards to the pollution within the Vaal River.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, as we all know, that the pollution hasn't stopped at all. Really, that they've done any part to fix it. The only thing that they've really done is appointed Grand Water as the implementing agent to start working on the project going forward. Hence, as we said, we approached the courts to first get a court date so that we could proceed with our previous order that was granted in 2018 and get it finalized. In the interim, what happened was that the Deputy Judge President appointed a case manager to oversee the case prior to us going to court and see if we could come to some forms of agreement on an order that we could get finalized on the 6th of June to paint the way forward that will help and improve the situation. Hence the order was granted, and yeah, we now got our hands full and we're going to move forward in terms of the order.
Yeah. Maybe take us through the contents of the court order, Malcolm. What do they include?
Okay, the contents of the order is that the Minister of Water and Sanitation is to provide us with a sworn affidavit in 45 court days stating what has been done to deal with the problem, and attach an action plan in the timelines and the funding, which has always been the issue put forward to us in the years prior, as to how they're going to intend fixing the problem in terms of the Section 63 intervention by the DWS Minister. The other parts of the order is that the Minister of Environment Affairs is to provide an affidavit concerning the criminal investigations relating to the Convention and of the Environmental Act. The DWS Minister is directed to invite and allow us, SAVE, as Vaal and RPSA, to various structured meetings going forward to advise us of how and what they have done to fixing the issues. And also, a nice part about the order is that the parties have agreed to approach the Deputy Judge President again to appoint a further case manager to proceed with this matter going forward. So if any of the parties is not happy with any of the information or what the progress of the application or the affidavits that's applied, we can approach the Judge President without having to appear back in court to try and resolve the issues in terms of the order.
You also noted that transparency and, honest communication is quite important in building a foundation of working alongside all key role players. Why is this significant for you? Was there perhaps a veil of secrecy that you had identified and you think that everything needs to now be in the open, just working towards this refurbishment and expansion on the projects?
Yeah, over the past years, obviously, SAVE has been deeply involved with all the departments and the necessary people involved in trying to and improve the situation and finalize and fixing the issues. And these have always come to an end where we end up back in the same situation that we were 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So what we did in terms of the order is that we have now stipulated that we will have bi-quarterly meetings with all the relevant parties, and before those meetings they would supply us with the progress report 7 days prior to us commencing with the meeting so that we can then hold them responsible for anything that hasn't transformed and obviously approach the necessary legal applications to get them to proceed in terms of the affidavit.
All right. Well, Malcolm, thank you so much for speaking to me right here on Newslink. Malcolm Plant, chairperson of Save the Vaal Environment, a community-based non-profit organization.